opening contest of Parade of Champions is a singles match set for one fall. And is for the Z-Force Championship. Introducing first.
Hello everyone and welcome to Parade of Champions, coming to you once more from Unit 9 in Milton Keynes. As ever, Ricky Slatter here, hello, guiding you through the action.
He is officially the #1 contender for the Z-Force Championship. This is Cara Noir!
Holding his mask aloft, will he be doing the same thing to the Z-Force Championship in just a few minutes' time? As Cara Noir makes his way down to the ring for the Z-Force Competition Championship match. To start us off here at Parade of Champions, we have 3 huge matches coming your way. The All England Championship will be defended, the NWA World Championship will be defended, and Austin Aries puts the gold on the line in an IPW World Title match against Mark Haskins. But our focus right now is very much on the Z-Force Championship and the #1 contender, Cara Noir. What an entrance.
Introducing the champion.
What an entrance by the #1 contender. But it's now time for a different entrance with the now 2-time IPW Z-Force champion.
He is your current, reigning, defending Z-Force champion, Superman Kip Sabian!
The championships are usually defined by the statistics. They are defined by the wins and the losses. And here is the statistic that you want to have in your mind during this opening contest here at Parade of Champions. Kip Sabian has only lost 1 Z-Force Championship match. The person who beat him is currently the man on the outside of the ring, waiting to take the title away from him. That's why Kip Sabian is taking his time here. He's not hurrying. He's happy to make light But do not let that fool you whatsoever. Kip Sabian knows that this first defence could very well be his last defence. Cara Noir, in contrast, looks completely serious. No histrionics from him. That may well come with the knowledge that he has pinned Kip Sabian for the Z-Force Championship before. Kip Sabian has not pinned him for it. Referee Tom Scarborough holds the Z-Force Championship aloft. Well, as call for in your opening contest is underway. The first two-time IPW Z-Force champion. Concentrating a little bit too much on people at ringside.
Crown Prince of IPW, Kip Sabian.
Cara Noir has had quite enough. Uh-oh. That is not the way that Kip Sabian wants to start this contest. Oh, what a headbutt by Cara Noir. I told you he was not here for fun and games. And the champion is straight to the outside. The histrionics have immediately stopped. And the number one contender is asserting his authority early here. Taking the air out of the champion. Kip Sabian looks like he's trying to run away from Cara Noir here. He really is. He's trying to get as much distance between him and Cara Noir as is possible. At Magnificent 7 back in January in this very building, Cara Noir, of course, attacked by the Collective, which cost him ultimately the Z-Force Championship, allowing Kip Sabian to swoop in and steal the glory. And once more, Cara Noir is not allowing the champion to rest. Cara Noir has done this before. He's met Kip Sabian. He was an undisputed in Rochester, and he put Kip Sabian away. That's not just in the back of Kip Sabian's mind. Surely it's got to be front and centre. Whoa! Exploding with a shot, and the champion is in trouble early here. Oh, Kip Sabian's been there before, and I do not think he likes it. The champion scouted Cara Noir there, saying that he rubbed deep heat on his body. Well, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why the champion was allowing himself to get into the histrionics, because it didn't really matter. He had a plan all along. Taking Cara Noir's theatrics and his mind games and putting them right back on him. It's a difficult defence, admittedly, for Kip Sabian here, but it's nothing compared to Cara Noir's first defence. After Noir had beaten Sabian undisputed for the Z-Force Championship, he was then thrust into the odds-stacked Magnificent 7 with our last show, and was zeroing in on victory until the Collective, as we've already mentioned, attacked and got involved in Cara Noir's business yet again. Champion looks happy to take a count-out victory here. I think if he can get past Cara Noir, he'll be happy, however which way it comes. alluded to it at the top of this contest, the top of the broadcast, that Sabian had beaten all comers. Sabian has beaten all comers in his first title reign when he was Z-Force champion. He turned away the likes of Josh Bodum, Speedball Mike Bailey, Rob Sharp, and the first WWE UK champion Tyler Bate. And the question here, ooh, just a 2, says referee Tom Scarborough. The question here is, can Kip Sabian finally shake the Cara Noir kryptonite here at Parade of Champions? That is the key question. Kip Sabian's only been beaten by one man for the title, and it's his opponent here. That psychologically puts Cara Noir at a distinct advantage. We're of course standing here with Z-Force Championship contest. But still to come, we do have an All England Championship Open Challenge. We will have an NWA World Heavyweight Championship defence for the first time in IPW history. And we will have Mark Haskins trying to see if he can reclaim the IPW World title against a man many feel is his Achilles heel in the Truth Austin Aries. But it's Z-Force Championship gold we are talking about right now. And the #1 contender has the champion in all sorts of bother. Snapmare takedown by Cara Noir. Goes for the kick, it's reversed, what a shot by the champion, completely staggering the challenger for his crown. Snap German suplex, kick straight to the head of the champion. And Cara Noir here is zeroing in on Glory, and Sabian rolls to the outside. Champion instinct on display. Cara Noir could very well have got the free count there if he could have stopped that rollout by Kip Sabian. We've seen Sabian go to the outside quite a lot in this contest already. Like I said, I think he'd be happy to take the count-out victory. Cara Noir and Kip Sabian fighting over the Z-Force Championship over the past 4 or 5 events here in IPW. But Sabian has the champion's advantage here tonight. That could come into play. It could come into play. He could just decide to walk out of here, and nothing stops him from doing that. And that would mean that Cara Noir would win the match, but not the title. Hardest part of the ring goes the back of the IPW Z-Force champion here in Unit 9. Kip Sabian is down. Cara Noir's not good. Oh, do you know, he could have anything. The last time we were here, he brought out an egg. I like to look after that egg. I didn't do very well. Back at Magnificent 7, what in? Cara Noir, I believe, is wiping the deep heat. He's wiping the deep heat. There's no protection for the champion. He's taking the licking and the kicking. Is the Z-Force champion. What a neck breaker! Kip Sabian could be out cold here. No, he couldn't quite get it. Oh, Tom Scarborough was in perfect position. The champion kicked out of that one. Make no mistake, that count was picture perfect. Cara Noir trying to lock in Fate to Black. If he hits it, I do believe it would be over. And we would have a new champion to start us off here at Parade of Champions. But Kip Sabian has fought Cara Noir before he has done his homework. Kicking Cara Noir such velocity, took himself off his own feet. Only a 2. Slams Cara Noir, who holds his head in anguish. Oh, once more, it's close, but certainly none of those sweet cigars for the Z-Force champion. Cara Noir had built up a head of steam. It really did look like he was going to win this contest. Really did look like he was going to regain the title, but now you can't be so sure because Kip Sabian is in a commanding position.
I'm already really annoyed that he just kicked out. But you. That takes the cherry. I want to say it again.
Kip Sabian just spat! Kip Sabian just spat in a fan's face. That's about as unsportsmanlike as you can get.
Hey buddy, this one's for you.
Pulled the focus, spat in the fan's face. There's a guillotine brain buster by Cara Noir. Kip Sabian's in real trouble. Once again, he rolls towards the outside and Cara Noir is denied the Z-Force title. Oh, Kip Sabian is making this up in skill. Uh-oh. He's trying to hook him for the fatal black on the outside. Gets a backdrop for his troubles. Will turn around his fair play. They now both have landed their backs onto that difficultly hard part of the ring. What athleticism by Kip Sabian. Vaulting, using the ropes, sending his feet directly into the challenger. And as we said before, Kip Sabian is happy to take the count-out victory here. He doesn't have to walk out of the back like I've already said. He could just stay exactly where he is. He doesn't have to pin Cara Noir. He'll win the match and he'll keep the belt. Up to 6. Cara Noir's nowhere to be seen. In terms of being in the ring, we're up to 8, and Cara Noir is struggling to get into the ring. He's trying to prop himself on the ropes. He's got to get in. Tom Scarborough calls him and stops the count. Oh no. What is the champion thinking here? No! Tried to sunset flip Cara Noir onto the guardrail. That could have broken him in half. Kip Sabian has suddenly woke up and realised he has to win this contest. Oh no, where is Cara Noir going? Oh no! Oh, he's put that egg in his mouth! The trotting wheeler that Kip Sabian's been here before! No! Come on! I can see, I've never seen so much wincing in a wrestling show in all my life! Kip Sabian, for the second time in 2 months, has exploded egg all over Milton Keynes, and the Z-Force Championship is on the line. He's going for the fatal black. He's got it hug. He's got it hug. Wait a minute. He went for the fatal black and he couldn't hit it. The tag team champions have hit the ring. The Collective, not for the first time in IPW history, have cost Cara Noir. Oh! One of the tag belts bouncing off the head of Cara Noir and Kip Sabian. Quite wisely deciding he wants no part of the Collective.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by disqualification, Cara Noir.
The Collective, time and time again, have got in Cara Noir's business ever since Super Show 11. They have been a persistent thorn in his side, and they have now cost him the right to be called IPW World Champion and Z-Force Champion on 2 occasions. Have the Collective finally brought the curtain down on Cara Noir? That is the big question here. Cara Noir there has once again been screwed out of the Z-Force Championship by the Collective. We have other title matches to come, but now we're going to turn our focus to exciting tag team division action.
The following contest is a tag team match set for 1 fall. Introducing first, the team of Connor Mills and Maverick Mayhew, M&M.
And this is going to be a showcase of high-octane action with capital H's and a capital O. Mills and Mayhew, of course, not their first rodeo here at Milton Keynes, far from it.
Their opponents. They are the combination of the Minesweeper, Ashley Dunn, and the King of Performance, Kelly Sixx, the South Coast Connection.
The SEC came within a whisker of actually becoming Z-Force champions. Well, I say champions, of course, they both couldn't win it, and that was sort of why neither one of them did. But they came very close, each of them, to becoming Z-Force champion at Magnificent 7. In the Magnificent 7 match. 4 of the very best high flyers this side of anywhere you're about to witness. None of them are strangers to Milton Keynes. None of them are strangers to working as tag teams. This is going to be an exciting contest, that I can promise you. M&M. SCC, 6 letters, 4 men, 2 teams, 1 ring. It's Unit 9, it's Milton Keynes, it's the Parade of Champions. And 2 teams who are looking to make an impact and quite possibly punch a ticket for a future IPW World Tag Team Championship opportunity are going to go at it here. On a card that also features, of course, an NWA World Championship match. Who thought they'd ever see that in an IPW ring? That is going to be nothing less than historic later in this broadcast. The King of Performance, Kelly Sixx, and the Minesweeper, Ashley Dunn. They are used to winning here in Milton Keynes, and it's something they do quite well. Fighting on the same page, and every time we've seen them, but that is contrasted with Mills and Mayhew. Of course, at Magnificent 7, they were present. They weren't in the Magnificent 7. They were actually facing each other. They were in the opening contest, if you remember, and what an opening contest it was. Mills and Mayhew are independently, when they face each other, they are incredible wrestlers. They have an incredible skill set. But they're that much better when they're together. And I have a feeling we're going to see some tandem offense from both teams as this contest continues. Maverick Mayhew there. Sending a little bit of a message there to Kelly Sixx, saying you're keeping yourself in shape, you're going to need to. It's now Connor Mills squaring up against the Minesweeper, Ashley Dunn here. The SEC were very impressive in the Magnificent 7 contest that we saw last month, and Mills and Mayhew were very impressive in the contest against each other. Oh, look how lightning quick both men were. The lightning feet of Mills, matched only by the awareness of the Minesweeper. But you can't be aware of everything at all times. Did you see the efficiency there by Connor Mills? And how quick he made the tag to Maverick Mayhew afterwards. This is a little bit of that tandem offense that we were promising you. They're good when they're on their own as competitors, but when they're together, they are dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. Roll down. Ooh. Tried to sneak it. Not only did he sneak it, but makes the tag to Mayhew. That's impressive tag team work. And by the SEC, to be fair as well. They also made the tag. Assisted Hurricane and Kelly Sixx with the boo afterwards. Tandem offense from all sides of Milton Keynes on display here. The SEC are matching M&M step for step. If you're liking what you see here on IWN and you want to be here in person, ask yourself the simple question, why don't you? Tickets are available for various IPW shows, including Clapham Calling, which will be coming your way on March 18th, not to mention on March the 7th, which is in just 2 weeks' time. We're back in Milton Keynes, where Mark Haskins, who could very well be IPW World Champion by then, will take on none other than Simon Grimm. Huge contest. If you want tickets to those shows, there are limited tickets available. Do head to www.ipwuk.bigcartel.com. Not just tickets, you can also get merch. I believe there are t-shirts there for sale, as well as the tickets. M&M and the SEC are running rings around each other, turning this into a pure exhibition contest. Look at M&M is saying, look. Everybody's... Uh-oh. What's going to happen here? What is... There are some more... And the SEC and M&M were about to choke slam each other. And instead they all kick each other in the head. It's like a four-arm knee circus here in Unit 9. Oh my goodness me, what a shot by Kelly Sixx. Maverick's up. Oh! Had him in the fireman's carry and drove all of him into every single piece of that turnbuckle. Wow, that was only a 2 count. I will never know. I think Kelly Sixx cannot believe it either. That really should have been a 3 count in my book. There's great resiliency there from Maverick. The SEC are known here in IPW for their speed and agility. And it's interesting to see a team that matches them, if not slightly surpasses them in the speed category. I'd actually argue that all 4 men, it's agility, if we look at agility, it's pretty much honours even, but I think the speed edge does have to go to M&M slightly. And I think the SEC have been a little bit frustrated from that in this contest thus far. Kelly Sixx, one too many times goes for the same move and it cost him, as now M&M are decidedly in charge of this contest. Those kicks are absolutely lethal from Mills. Standing shooting star, and then seconds later the man is back up to Eden Inzaguri. Goodness me, what a shot from the Minesweeper, who just swept Maverick Mayhew clean off his feet. We told you that the tag team division was hotting up here in IPW, and all 4 men are showing you just how badly they want to win an opportunity to maybe go on and face the collective for those tag team championships. Both members of the SEC on the top rope. Twisted neckbreaker. And Kelly Sixx with a huge splash. Make sure the legal man's on top. Wasn't enough. Connor Mills has been on his own here for a little bit of time in the SEC. zeroing in on a huge win to continue their impressive start here to 2018. We've seen them finish tag teams off with this before, and the danger was known about from Maverick, and those are two stellar reversals from M&M. The Minesweeper is in real trouble here. Both men on top. Kelly Sixx breaks up the double cover. Do not envy Tom Scarborough trying to keep the law and order in this contest one bit. And there's a tag by Kelly Sixx wisely, bringing Ashley Dunn to the corner so he can actually make the legal tag. And the King of Performance is eating those forearms and those savage chops. Colin Mills looks like he's dialing. Looks like he's dialing on the telephone on his chest. That might be all she wrote for Connor Mills. It could be all for Mayhew. Mayhew desperately trying to break up the cover. How many near falls have we seen in this contest? The four men in this particular match have thrown the kitchen sink at each other. Showing you exactly what the tag team division is all about here in IPW. The opportunity means that much. They're willing to throw caution to every single one of the four wins. Minesweeper Ashley Dunn with a move from Mount Olympus itself. Maverick Mayhew, he's out cold, but Tom Scarborough's explaining. Tom Scarborough's explaining the legal man is not in the ring. There's a bit of confusion here. Kelly Sixx is saying he's the legal man and Tom Scarborough is confirming it. Reverse Hurricanrana, the King of Performance who then eats a shot from the boot of Mills shortly after. He's got the legs hugged and the M&M have got it.
Here are your winners. Maverick Mayhew, Connor Mills, M&M.
2018 continues to impress on so many levels. These four men threw absolutely everything at each other that they possibly could. But it's M&M, the Young Guns, who take the victory here in Milton Keynes. A huge win here for M&M at Parade of Champions. That really could put them in line for a future championship opportunity. What we're going to do now, though, is we're going to get ourselves ready and prepped for the All England Open Challenge. I cannot wait for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, pure arrogance is about to make its way to the ring in the form of a man who is so confident in his abilities as All England champion that he really doesn't seem to mind who he faces. Let's be honest, when it comes to open challenges and the All England champion, it's almost cost him. Back and undisputed, The wrecking ball himself, Scott Starr, almost took the title away from him because of an open challenge. And he's so arrogant that he's trying to do it here again in Milton Keynes. He looks confident, but I suppose then he has to be. It is an open challenge after all. He better be ready.
Adam Maxted says he is the most handsome man in all of professional wrestling.
Presumably self-proclaimed. I mean, not presumably, but definitely.
Adam Maxted says he is the best looking man to ever set foot in Milton Keynes.
Well, I'm not going to lie, I don't know that many men from Milton Keynes. I mean, I couldn't possibly pass comment on that one, but pure arrogance, nevertheless. It's a big time.
Adam Maxted says he has the best physique in wrestling, which is why all the women love him and the men love to hate him.
I'm not sure they love to hate him or just hate him. I mean, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, as my mum would say. Or maybe just a dozen.
Adam Maxted says he will be the longest reigning All England champion of all time, which is why he does not care who his opponent is tonight.
Oh, see, that's just so arrogant, I can't even believe. Uh-oh! Oh, goodness gracious me! Well, see, this is a problem when you lay down an open challenge. When you lay down an open challenge, you never know who's going to come out!
And introducing his opponent, making his return to IPW. From London, he is the East End Butcher, Samuels!
One of the most decorated of all IPW wrestlers, and he is certainly going to give Maxted his toughest challenge today. Ladies and gentlemen, an IPW Triple Crown winner. Shark Life is taking over at Milton Keynes. What a surprise this is! Adam Maxted doesn't know what he's seeing.
Whoa. Wait a sec.
Nope.
This is what a real man looks like. Not this.
It's not what I look like. It's not what Shark looks like.
I am a professional athlete. Which is why the more I think about it, I'm not going to defend my All England Championship against this.
I don't know if he can rescind. Can he rescind? Can he rescind an open challenge? Well, this is unheard of. Maxted looks like he's off here. He's done enough. Well, hey up. The East End Butcher will come and get him if he doesn't come back. Well, no idea where they've gone here. Tom Scarborough trying to get him, and Sean Samuels bringing it back in the hard way. The champion did want to defend the title, but I see the belt heading back into the ring, courtesy of Tom Scarborough. The bell's rung. This All England Championship contest now officially underway. There is no running away from Maxted. Charles Samuels, former IPW Tag Team Champion, former All England Champion himself, and let's not forget, one-time and longest ever reigning IPW World Champion. Charles Samuels was champion for 937 days. That is marching towards 3 years as IPW champion. He has a pedigree a mile long. The showboating of the former Love Island star has got him into some seriously hot water here at Parade of Champions. When you lay down an open challenge, when you have that level of arrogance, you really do put yourself in a vulnerable position. And Sharlife has clearly come here to Milton Keynes to become a two-time All England champion. Oh no, that's a spread of a completely different kind for Flex. I'll tell you something, it's not just a clever moniker that Shah uses when he calls himself the East End Butcher. He is a straight up legitimate butcher who knows his sirloins from its flanks. The man is used to having a cleaver in his hand. Maxted may well be on his way to being turned into a cottage pie. I'm on the move, ladies and gentlemen. Please bear with me a few seconds. Samuels and Maxted are fighting through the crowd here in Unit 9. I tell you something, if there's one thing that Adam Maxted does not want to do, is to get into a fist fight with the East End Butcher, especially when he's got lots of weapons and lots of people right by him. He's taking him to his other bar area. What is that? Shaw Samuels is at a bar. Who knew? Well, he's got to put a fiver on the bar. I think he's asked for a beer. He's asked for a beer, and Adam Maxted is getting a little bit for himself. Goodness me. No! And the East End Butcher is drinking the sorrows of Adam Maxted for him. As they continue to weave their way through the crowd, hopefully returning to the ringside area soon. Thank goodness. Adam Maxted is covered. Normally you'd expect that to be like body oil or something, but it's not. There's IPA and IPW, that much is for sure. On the champion with a baseball slide though into the East End Butcher. Maxted's not taking kindly to Shah Samuels, but I'll tell you what, this is the price you pay for arrogance. This is the price you pay for overconfidence. If you lay down an open challenge it's somewhere in IPW, anybody could turn up. Anybody, anytime. This is the land of surprises. Samuels is being dropped. Maxted's on top, going for the covers. Only a 2. Playing out life in the Butcher 8. All England Championship being defended here, but we've still got coming up very soon NWA World Championship action for the first time ever. Nick Aldis going against the product David Starr, defending the title as a part of his crusade. Shah eats the drop kick and falls down to the canvas. It's Parade of Champions. This is the second of 4 title matches. You really are being spoiled here on the IWN. Springboard, Shah Samuels, saw it coming. Spinebuster. And that has levelled the playing field here. The last time we saw Shah Samuels in IPW's back in 2016 at IPW's biggest show ever. It's been quite a while since the Butcher's got his cleaver out here at IPW. He just spiked the champion. We got a new champion.
Here is your winner and new All England champion, the East End Butcher, Shah Samuels!
Nobody loves a good party more than the East End Butcher. What a party he is going to have here in Milton Keynes! wins as he now becomes a two-time All England champion. Maxted and his title reign may have gone south, but there's no question the Shah and the All England title are heading east.
Nelson once said, "First gain victory, and then make the best use of it you can." My name is Nick Aldis, and I am on a crusade. The man who carries the 10 pounds of gold has a responsibility for this title to be genuinely deemed the world's championship, to be defended around the world against any and all comers. I, and I alone, will bring the 10 pounds of gold back. A journey, an uncharted path from coast to coast, continent to continent, across oceans, into battle, like a true warrior. To some, I'm a villain, but how others see me has never been important. What matters most is how a man sees himself, and when I look in the mirror, I see a champion, a conquering hero. Those words of Nelson, I took them to heart the night I reached the pinnacle, December the 9th, 2017, when my name, Nick Aldis, joined the sport's most revered and legendary combatants. Love me or hate me, I am the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. The 10 pounds of gold, Sweet Charlotte. Many monikers have been given to the greatest prize in the sport's illustrious history, but there is only one thing that never changes. No matter where the sun sets or where it rises, no matter the venue or the decade, the man who carries the 10 pounds of gold, the champion, has a responsibility, a duty. I'm a zealot on a mission. I see a path to victory, tempered by adversity, propelled forth by valor. Yes, I'm a dreamer. I'm a visionary. I, and I alone, will bring the 10 pounds of gold back to a place once taken by flair. Race. Roads. For this title to be genuinely deemed the world's championship, it must join me on this crusade to be defended around the world against any and all comers worthy of the challenge. Starting February the 11th and lasting over 60 days and into the future, I will defend this title over 20 times. New challenges, new cities, in foreign lands, from America to my beloved United Kingdom to the Far East and beyond. This isn't just my mission, this is my life. Austin Idol believes in me. There are true crusaders around the world who stand by my side. They believe in me. Those who don't, or those who doubt me, are nothing but heretics, and shall choke on their own disappointment as I continue to make history. I am the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, and this is the oldest crusade with the 10 pounds of gold.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the National Wrestling Alliance World's Heavyweight Championship. Can we have both competitors to the ring, please?
We had an historic encounter. For those who were in attendance back at Magnificent 7, we're about to have another one here. For the first time in the long history of IPW. An even greater history is about to take place as the NWA title is here. David Starr there trying to grab the camera. I'm not really sure he should be doing that. I think he should leave the cameras to the professionals who know what they're doing with them. But David Starr is here. The product is looking to add his name to the incredibly immortal history of the NWA World's title. I will get onto that in just a little bit, of course. We've just watched some of the real snippets of what the world's champion is saying when he mentions a crusade. And his crusade brings him to Milton Keynes. Mark the date down in your calendar, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 21st of February, 2018. And the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion is in Unit 9. And the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion is in IPW. The world's champion has promised. He's guaranteed this will be a crusade that takes the title around the world, and he absolutely does not plan on leaving Milton Keynes with anything less than that belt he holds aloft here into the Milton Keynes night. Let's send it to our MC, Mr. Chris Hatch.
Introducing first, to my left, your official challenger this evening, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, standing 5'10" 3/4" and weighing in today at 201 pounds. He is the cream in your coffee, your favourite wrestler's favourite wrestler, the Jewish Cannon, the physical embodiment of charisma, the most entertaining man in professional wrestling, the Bernie Sanders of professional wrestling, Mr. Americana, Davey Wrestling, the 104-minute man, the main event, he's really good at Twitter, the king of taunts, the product, David Starr!
Wow, that's an introduction and a half, isn't it? Goodness me.
And his opponent, to my right, standing 6'4" and weighing in today at 251 pounds, from the fighting town of Kings Lynn. And as of today, he is a 74-day current reigning, defending National Wrestling Alliance World's Heavyweight Champion. This is the National Treasure, Nick Aldis!
Gentlemen, this contest is signed for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. The only way that the belt can change hands is by pinfall or submission. I gave you your instructions in the back. Are there any questions from the challenger? Are there any questions from the champion? No, gentlemen, to your corners to await further instructions. Thank you.
Tom Scarborough is going to make sure that this NWA World's Heavyweight Championship match is as legitimate as is humanly possible. Showing both men the title that is at stake, a championship belt that has history on every single one of its fibres. The bell is gone. And for the first time in IPW history, the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship match is underway. UK versus the US, of course, Nick Aldis from Kingsley and Norfolk, trained by the legendary Ricky Knight and the Knight Dynasty, against the product David Starr from the cradle of America, ladies and gentlemen, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A former ZZW tag team champion. But when it comes to statistics and when it comes to titles, this competition that we are about to witness between these two premier athletes, it really does stack up in Nick Aldis' favour. He has a height advantage. He's 6'4" to the 5'10" of Starr. He weighed in at 251 pounds, which is almost 50 pounds heavier than David Starr. He has a career in wrestling that is approximately somewhere between 9 and 10 years longer. And listen to the list of achievements that we have for Nick Aldis. He is a 2-time TNA World Tag Team Champion with Doug Williams and Samoa Joe. He's a former IWGP Tag Team Champion, also with Doug Williams, and a former TNA World Champion. But as of right now, he's an NWA World Heavyweight Champion. What a pedigree Nick Aldis is bringing into this contest. Well, an opening from both challenger and champion in the feeling out process. Champion looks like he's going for a collar and elbow. Didn't get it. David Starr got there first and grabs the arm. And here's that height and weight advantage that we spoke of that the champion has. David Starr's going to have to try and use speed and agility to his advantage here. Uh-oh. Look at the strength of Nick Aldis, that's incredible! Dropping David Starr down right in the middle of an IPW ring. There are many people who never thought they would see this. What velocity! Nick Aldis just sent David Starr into the turnbuckle with such velocity, he almost sent him clean out of Milton Keynes. Think about this, as TNA World Champion, Aldis beat wrestlers the caliber of Jeff Hardy, Abyss, Samoa Joe, WWE Hall of Famer Sting, and even the current WWE Champion AJ Styles. And that is just as TNA World Champion. That is a hell of a resume of people that he has put away. David Starr is fighting some of the strongest odds I've ever seen in a World Championship contest. The question is, can he overcome the odds? I mean, it's all well and good saying the odds are stacked, but the question that David Starr has to be asking himself is, can he overcome those odds? Can he overcome the height? Can he overcome the weight? Can he overcome the experience and the sheer volume of big match experience that Nick Aldis has over him? So I tell you what, if he can find a way, if he can get lucky, he's going to put himself down in the history books. Think about this, the NWA World Champion, think of the legacy, think of the prestige that comes with that. It's not just a World Championship, there are World Championships, we have an IPW World Championship, which of course is prestigious, do not make any mistake about that. It's a huge title, but relatively speaking, it's only had quite a short life, it's only been somewhere in the region, it's certainly less than 20 years old when you think about it. Think of how old the NWA World Heavyweight Championship is. Think how heavy the weight of history that brings down the barrier. You're talking about people like Lou Thesz, people like Harley Race, people like Terry Funk, Dusty Rhodes, Sabu, Sting, AJ Styles, Jeff Jarrett, and 2-time WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair. Nick Aldis, by holding this championship, is essentially part of immortality when it comes to wrestling history. So David Starr, you wouldn't want to be him, would you? Really? Height, weight, experience and history all pressured onto one challenger. I have never seen odds like it. Starr's going to have to get out of this. I'm not sure Aldis is trying to use the abdominal stretch here to make Starr submit just as much as he actually wants to just wear him down and wear him out. That is the MO of Nick Aldis. wearing out an opponent so there's nothing left of them. He's very good at that. That's why some people believe that Nick Aldis is the complete package. He has the power, he has a relative amount of speed, he's got good height, he's got good weight, and he has an incredible power game. But also, as we've seen in the first moments and minutes of this contest, very technically sound too. That's the complete package. A powerhouse, a man who can fire huge heavy bombs, but also is not afraid to go for a more catch-as-can approach. And that power is shown as David Starr just crumbles to the floor here. And the Parade of Champions has not been kind to the product thus far. Well, that was a hell of a time for a cartwheel by the number one contender. Trying to swing the momentum in his direction. There's the height and the weight of Nick Aldis. He's hardly going down. Uh-oh, he scouted that. Look at the strength of the world's champion. And this time he goes down. The fans are solidly behind the number one contender here in Milton Keynes. Can they give him the edge? Can they give him that little bit of adrenaline to overcome the insurmountable odds that we have mentioned here? Well, the world's champion was momentarily reeling, and now he's just on the outside of the ring, but he's straight back up to him. Now he's the speed we were talking about. I think David Starr is the quicker of the two, but make no mistake, Nick Aldis is a quick man. What a shot that was! The World Championship's on the line out of nowhere. I told you it could get lucky. I told you it could have been just a little bit of luck. I believe one of the songs of the 1990s said, with a little bit of luck, we can make it through the night, and a little bit of luck right there would have etched his name in absolutely pure wrestling granite. Scouted well there by Aldis. He does his homework. When he said he was going to go on a crusade, did anybody think he was going to do so blindly? That is not the impression we got from him when we heard from him before this contest began. He plans on traveling the world with the championship in tow, and he does not plan on losing it. He does not plan for a single solitary moment to be giving that belt up. He is going to go to every single city on his world tour, and he is planning to win every single contest. Look at the strength of Nick Aldis! Are you kidding me? Full away slam from the second rope, bore all the weight of David Starr and flipped him like a pancake from last week. I'm telling you, he is the total package. He really is the complete package. He's now heading to the top rope. How many powerhouses do you see climb to the top rope with the ease of Nick Aldis? David Starr's trying to get him down the hard way. Well, the world's champion is now found himself in a very precarious position on the top rope here at Unit 9. Oh no, it's a long, long way down for the number one contender. And that huge elbow! He loves that elbow! Nick Aldis is over for the cover! No! Credit has to be given when it's due, ladies and gentlemen, and give the credit there to David Starr. Nick Aldis with an elbow from the sheer heavens, and somehow David Starr was not put away by it. David Starr's having to fight his way back into this contest. I'm not sure he could have anything left, and if he did, it may well have just been kicked right out of his skull, courtesy of that huge boot from the world's champion. What a shot that was! David Starr! You want to talk about the product? How about product placement? He just put the world's champion's head into the hardest part of the ring of that DDT. Very rare. You see a DDT going to the outside of the ring. I'm telling you, he needs just that little bit of luck, and I think he may well have just had it. The champion is in real trouble. Oh, what a counter that was by Nick Aldis. Powerbombed him from the top. He's trying to turn him over. He's trying to turn him. Oh, he's got, look at the torque. Look at the torque from the world's champion. Look at the stress on the back of the legs of David Starr. How is he not gone already? I am amazed by this. The tenacity of this challenger. Trying to push himself up. Are you kidding me, man? Look, he's given up height and he's given up weight. But finger by finger, he is desperately trying to get to the ropes. Oh, Nick Aldis shut out on it, and that was all.
Here is your winner, and still NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, the National Treasure, Nick Aldis.
David Starr had a little bit of luck in this contest when he caught Nick Aldis with that DDT. I thought for a split second maybe it was on the cards, but no. The crusade continues for Nick Aldis as world's champion. David Starr gave it everything he had, but he just didn't have enough silver bullets in his flintlock to take down the world's champion here in Milton Keynes. The Parade of Champions belongs, very much so, to Nick Aldis.
Anytime. You want another shot? That's all you have, my friend.
Now that's a world's champion. That's what it's all
Please
about.
show your appreciation for David Starr and Nick Aldis.
Just bested him in a contest and immediately said, if you want another shot, it's all yours. That's incredible sportsmanship. Luke Dragon Phoenix is about to compete in only his fourth match in a decade here in IPW, but he has done a tremendous amount in such a short period of time. He qualified for the UK Super 8. He survived in the Miracle of Tunbridge against Dave massive powerbombs to the stage and to the ring. He then went on, because he won the Super 8, to face Mark Haskins undisputed for the IPW World Championship. He came that close. This is only his fourth match back in IPW. 2018 could be incredible for Luke Dragon Phoenix. A former tag team champion with Rockstar Spud in the Dragon Hearts. This could very well be his year for singles glory. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to enter the Dragon. The fourth match of Luke Dragon Phoenix is about to take place. Indeed. He has stacked up some incredible performances thus far. The question is, can he get the job done here?
The following contest is a singles match set for one fall. Introducing first, from Bray County, Wicklow Island, he is the import killer, Jordan Devlin!
From Bray, County Wicklow and Ireland, will explain why that is significant in a few moments. What a debut this could be.
And his opponent, from Birmingham, he is the engineer of excellence, Luke Phoenix!
I know I said it moments ago, but I can't quite believe it. Only his fourth match back here in IPW. And within that time, he booked a place in an IPW World title match by winning the Super 8 and then almost went on to win the title. Just because he didn't win the title, do not take anything away from Luke Dragon Phoenix, because what a monumental end to 2017 it truly was, and 2018 as a result is looking very bright indeed. But he's now up against a prospect he may not know a great deal about, Jordan Devlin. Jordan Devlin's been busy acquiring titles all over Ireland in his 11-year career. Trained, in case you're wondering, by former WWE Universal Champion Finn Balor. You may know him by a few different names, but we're going to use Finn Balor for the purposes of clarity. Fergal DeVitt, Prince DeVitt, whatever you want to call him. Trained by a Universal Champion in WWE. That's great pedigree indeed. But not only that, but they're from the same town. They're both from Bray, County Wicklow and Ireland. It's a surefire indication that Jordan Devlin is on his way places. He's done a lot of the hard work in his career. He's built up a lot of the experience that he needs. There's a lot of people that feel it's only a matter of time before he ascends into a different level. There have been talks, I have been hearing rumblings of Japan possibly following in his mentor's footsteps. So the question really for Luke Dragon Phoenix is, can he bridge the generational gap? Remember, 10 years out of the business, 10 years in the wilderness, against a man who really is hitting his prime. Can Luke Dragon Phoenix continue rolling back the years just like he's rolled over Jordan Devlin there? Can he continue rolling back those years? He's had a taste of an IPW World Championship match before, and you've got to believe he'd like another taste in the future. If he can take out Jordan Devlin here, that will certainly help his case. Jordan Devlin is a champion in Ireland. One of the belts he actually holds in OTT over there. He's actually top of the mountain. He's basically the heavyweight champion. He's the equivalency of Austin Aries to IPW. And that position has previously been filled by people the likes of Neville, Rob Van Dam, Pete Dunn, and our very own Mark Haskins. So when I say Jordan Devlin is a man who is on the ascendancy, he has very recently become a champion that matches the pedigree of people like Van Dam, people like Mark Haskins, people like Pete Dunn. He is a one to watch here for sure. Luke Dragon Phoenix will not be looking past him, and quite wisely, I think Jordan Devlin will not be looking past Luke Dragon Phoenix either. He would have watched the tapes, he would have seen Super 8, he would have seen it on IWN the same as a lot of other people did. He will have watched it. He will have seen what Luke Dragon Phoenix did. He's probably gone and looked at those matches again on the IWN, as you can do too. And he will have prepared. He would have prepared wisely. Athleticism of both men is firing each other up. Knees squashing the air out of Luke Dragon Phoenix, and Jordan Devlin building ahead of steam here at the generational gap. Currently seems to be favouring the younger of the two competitors. And there you go. Didn't hesitate for a split second, goes straight back to it. Jordan Devlin is going places. Thank you for joining us here, as ever, on the IWN, as we broadcast you from Milton Keynes. Make sure that you have a look around the IWN website. Don't just look at the event you're currently watching. We have so many events, not just the events that have taken place recently. We've got previous events from IPW history, not to mention podcasts and other action that's all over the IWN. Join us as IPW continues to regain its crown. Find us on Twitter, find us on Facebook for regular show updates. Get tickets, come see us live and in living colour. And that is exactly what Jordan Devlin just saw of Luke Dragon Phoenix. He flew at him. There's a reason we call him a phoenix, ladies and gentlemen. It is not because he does not know how to fly, let me assure you. In some ways, this is actually quite a similar contest to the last time we saw Luke Dragon Phoenix. As we've referenced, it was that Undisputed. It was that IPW World Championship match against Mark Haskins. It was a competitor that was quite evenly matched to Luke Dragon Phoenix. person who's resilient, has a lot of fire, has a lot of heart, doesn't know when to quit, is very quick, is agile, is technically proficient. And the argument here is that Jordan Devlin, in some ways, is a bit like Luke Dragon Phoenix, only younger. When we talk generational gaps, we're not just saying it because there's an age difference or an experience difference. What we're saying is they are almost like different stages of the same wrestler's career. Goodness me. And we're currently seeing different stages of the colour red with those chops. Luke Dragon Phoenix has got a very, very maroon-like colour on his chest, courtesy of those Jordan Devlin strikes. Luke Dragon Phoenix seems completely aware that Jordan Devlin is a very quick athlete, is very agile, and he is working on taking out the legs. It does not just work for big powerhouses. Let me tell you, if you take the legs out of any man, he's not going to be able to walk. And if he can't walk, he can't climb the turnbuckle. He can't springboard. He can't do any high-flying moves, let alone very regular ones. How can you run off the ropes and hit somebody with a clothesline if you can't run off the ropes? Luke Dragon Phoenix, therefore, working on the legs wisely. Going after the shin bone there. Hits it. Holds it. Technically proficient. Thought he's going to go for a single leg. Yes, he does. No. Oh, he's fooling me here. Oh, goodness me. Look at the torque. Putting all of his weight onto the foot. Not just going for a single leg Boston Crab, but making sure he puts all his weight, bending that foot backwards. That is absolutely brutal. Brutal from Luke Phoenix. Yeah, Jordan Devlin can't quite make it to the ropes, and he does at the last split second. The Dragon is showing just how dangerous he can be. Mark Haskins got a taste of this back in Rochester at Undisputed in December. And Mark Haskins is currently somewhere here in Unit 9 preparing for a rematch of a lifetime against the Truth Austin Aries for the IPW World Championship. That match, I can't actually put into words how much we are all eagerly awaiting that here in Milton Keynes. And I mean everybody. I don't just mean ladies from the fans and attendants. I mean everybody in this building. I think even Austin Aries and Mark Haskins are salivating at the mere prospect of going one-on-one with each other again. It's a win-win for everybody in the building, and it's certainly a win for you here on the IWN. Jordan Devlin saying, is that your best? Oh! Put a little bit of spit on it. He's daring into him with another one. Oof. Whoa, what a reply from Devlin. And the shots from Luke Phoenix seem to have very little effect here on the import killer Jordan Devlin. The man from County Wicklow has his leg taken out from him. Luke Dragon Phoenix going right back to that leg. That has been the focal point during this contest. He's had that leg locked on numerous occasions. He's been chop blocking him. He's made it very hard for Jordan Devlin to get him momentum. Going this contest, working over the legs, is such a classic wrestling technique, but it's why it's a classic, it's so effective. What a cutter that was out of absolutely nowhere by Jordan Devlin. That was like Berlin, take my breath away. That's exactly what happened to Luke Phoenix here. Oh, it wasn't enough. Wow, I caught everybody off guard. No one more than Luke Dragon Phoenix. We'll just talk about how Jordan Devlin's having an issue with his leg and how Luke Phoenix has been wisely working on it, and bam, out of nowhere, that killer instinct. So you can't really train that. You can't teach it. You've either got it or you haven't. It's being in the right place at the right time and knowing exactly how to strike like a cobra. Jordan Devlin keeping a close eye on the action, and once more, that killer instinct of knowing exactly when to strike. And for the second time in a very, very short space in this contest, Luke Dragon Phoenix has found out the hard way why he's known as the import killer, because he has that killer instinct. Calling for a package pile driver, that might have been a mistake, because it gave Luke Dragon Phoenix the chance to scan it and move out of the way. There's a wheel kick. Devlin is in trouble, and now he's in even more trouble. Legs are hurt, arms are down. He didn't quite get it on that exchange. Devlin somehow managed to wriggle his way out of that one. Try and pick Luke Dragon Phoenix, could have been going for a brainbuster there. What a power bomb! And a knee strike and a headbutt. Jordan Devlin just collapses on top of Luke Dragon Phoenix. How did he not get him off that one? Luke Dragon Phoenix, quite well deserved applause there from the crowd here in Unit 9. Go for that package pile driver again. He called for it. He always go for it. Luke Dragon Phoenix seconds from disaster. Spins him inside out. What a back suplex there. And the Phoenix looks like he's ascending all the way to the top, just like he did in the Super 8. And put away Dave Mastiff hits him with a big splash. Hooks the leg. 2. It's over. Out of nowhere, really.
Here is your winner, Luke Phoenix.
Luke Phoenix, it looked like for quite a few times in this contest, it looked like he was done for. It looked like Jordan Devlin had his number. And that's why you can see that although Luke Dragon Phoenix won the contest, he's not exactly jumping to his feet. He went for a war here. Consider the generational gap bridged this evening as Jordan Devlin falls to Luke Dragon Phoenix. Luke Phoenix continues a fairy tale return here to IPW with an ecstatically exciting win there against Jordan Devlin. But we're now going to turn to a 6-man tag team contest.
The following contest is a 6-man tag team match set for 1 fall. Introducing first the team of Alex Cupid and Dylan D'Angelo. Never say die!
6-man tag team match coming your way. 2 of the 6 men in the ring as we speak. Never say die await their tag team partner in the ring. And he's here.
And their tag team partner, he is your Nam's favourite wrestler, Amir Jordan!
Amir Jordan, I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. Exciting entrance, that's for sure. It's going to need to be exciting. They're going to need to conserve some of that energy, though. I will tell you that one. Because they are in for the fight of their lives in a very short amount of time, but it will not be all about the dancing. Tag team to be announced, but it was not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. because it is your IPW Tag Team Champions, the Collective. It's Castle, it's Smooth, it's Howley. And for the second time this evening here at Milton Keynes at the Parade of Champions, we see the Collective running roughshod over the competition. When I say the competition, Cara Noir wasn't even competition. Cara Noir was nothing to do with the Collective here this evening. Alex Cupid looks like he's going to stare down James Castle, but currently the Collective do not have the advantage. For just a brief flicker at least, the Collective find themselves on the back foot. And the Anarchist is in real trouble here, and so are the Collective. Tried to get the jump. The Collective tried to get the jump and it did not work, and it didn't work then for Sammy Smooth either. At Super Show 11, the Collective became the IPW Tag Team Champions after Donnelly left Duggan from DND. I know it seems like a lifetime ago now. Later in the evening, of course, they then went on to attack Jimmy Havoc and Cara Noir, and that precipitated the reign of Johnny Storm here in IPW. There's your history lesson over and done with, but here's the news flash. It's no longer just history, because Cara Noir was attacked here again this evening. The bad blood between Cara Noir and the Collective is incredible. It doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon, and Cara Noir got cost the Z-Force Championship for the second time this evening. But three men who are looking to really make their name here in IPW. Talking about Amir, Jordan, and Never Say Die. They have taken the initiative despite being attacked from behind to find themselves pretty much level playing field here. And that dancing is coming in the hand of Amir Jordan. Big right hand. Sends Smooth running for Lewis Howley. Right now, we're seeing the IPW Tag Team Champions in a non-title match. I will stress that out, of course. We know there is the Freebird rule, but the title is not on the line in this contest. But coming up next, we do have the big one for the IPW World Championship. The Truth, Austin Aries, in his first ever title defense. The man who is vacuum cleaning up World Championships, left, right and centre, will defend against the man who suffered from the ghosts of Wembley one more time in the Starr attraction, Mark Haskins. I have seen Mark Haskins pacing backstage, and I can tell you this, he looks like a very hungry lion who has been deprived a very large amount of meat. And Austin Aries better be very, very careful how he treads here in Milton Keynes, because Mark Haskins, unlike an Undisputed, is completely fresh. Remember, Mark Haskins had to go through a war with Luke Dragon Phoenix before he met Austin Aries. Tonight, both men are fighting fresh. Speaking of fighting fresh, the turn has occurred here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're talking about the turn away for Never Say Die and the Bangra bad boy Amir Jordan. Because the Collective have been led through this very difficult passage in the contest by the Anarchist James Castle. Smooth over for the cover. Don't need to. Landslide, Sammy Smooth manages to roll out the back and catch an elbow on the way for Jordan. The Collective arguably the most dominant force in IPW in 2017. They are very rarely bested. They have had the number of almost everybody. The freshman Alex Cupid's in the ring. They're taking the collective down. And that's Castle on the receiving end of a beating. Serious airtime for him. Well, James Castle could be in real trouble here. Could be a spike pile. It could be a spike pile driver, or could have been an assisted powerbomb. Luckily for Castle, Lewis Harley was there to make sure that didn't happen. Oh, shoulder straight into the ring post. And once again, it is James Castle who is the determining factor of who is controlling this contest. Yes, they're a trio, and they work incredibly effective as a unit, but there is something about James Castle, the way he times his approach, the way his intensity propels this team forward. That is why they've been so successful, and that is why, to be quite honest with you, at no point in IPW tag team title matches have they really looked that vulnerable. Well, that's a debate that will rage on, I'm sure. Oh, it took a bit too long there, did D'Angelo. And now Dylan D'Angelo is a long way away, and he has taken a leg drop there from Sammy Smooth. Hasn't been in the match very long and is already looking to try and make the tag. That shows you just how devastating the collective are. That when they get a man in the ring, when they actually start to pound on them, it doesn't take long before they're trying very hard to get out of the ring. If you want me to illuminate that point any further, I mean, once you finish watching this incredible event that we're witnessing, go back to the very first contest in that Z-Force Championship match, when the collective ran down to ringside and, quite literally, let's be honest here, screwed Cara Noir out of the Z-Force title. Look at what Kip Sabian did. He wanted absolutely nothing to do with the collective, and he went as quick as he possibly could out of the ring. That's the thing about the collective. It's not all just a physical game led by Castle. It's also psychological. Once you've taken out a few people, once you've cost a few people a few titles, it spreads. The word spreads. That you don't mess with the collective. And if the collective have turned up, it is time to watch your back, because it is in danger. Oh, Lewis Howley antagonising Amir Jordan and Alex Cupid, and do you know what? That's only going to serve to the detriment of D'Angelo. Tom Scarborough, of course. He's got 6 people to officiate here. It's not like he has eyes in the back of his head. There are some people who say that's poor officiating. I can guarantee you it's not poor officiating. Tom Scarborough is doing his best to keep order. D'Angelo with a desperate knee. Oh, he's a long way away. He's a long way away. Lewis Howley knows it. He couldn't count because of what Sammy Smooth was doing behind D'Angelo, and that's allowed the collective to keep the pressure firmly on their adversaries here. Goodness me, look at the amount of uppercuts that Sammy Smooth is delivering. I believe that's the tune from the Congo we've just been serenaded by. For a split second, I actually thought it was Black Lace's Agadoo. Turns out I was wrong on that one. of D'Angelo, who went underneath, but James Castle caught him coming and ducks the enziguri. Oh, but look at that! Credit given there to D'Angelo. He found a way to make the tag. And now Jordan's in the ring. The three of them are looking to make a name for themselves. And your Nan's favourite wrestler is currently taking James Castle to school. Trying to break him up like a poppadom. What a neck breaker! And there's the tag to Cupid. The tag team champions are in trouble. They are in real trouble here. The titles aren't on the line, but still. Never say die. May well be about to kill off James Castle. Oh! Tom Scarborough didn't see it, but Lewis Howley with an uppercut to Alex Cupid renders him out of this contest. Oh, what a butterfly suplex there by the Anarchist, wiping out Never Say Die. Castle's all the way up to the top. What has he got planned here? Oh my goodness me, James Castle! Utter devastation from the collective here, completely wiping out their opponents in the most vicious fashion possible. And it's over.
Here are your winners, the Collective!
The Collective laid out Cara Noir, and they've laid out 3 more men. The Collective are not being stopped yet. Can they be stopped here in 2018? The Collective are running things here in IPW. I believe we're now about to be joined by the filthiest club in IPW, so without further ado, we're going to take it over to our MC, of course, this evening, Mr. Chris Hatch.
Please welcome to the ring, the Filthy Club.
Hey up. What has Rob Sharp got in that box? Filthy Club are here. An injury suffered by Rob Sharp meant that he couldn't actually compete here this evening, but they were not going to be denied coming back to Milton Keynes. The last time we saw them, they took it to the anti-fun police, and in doing so, in a very strange latex type get up and go, they managed to win their contracts back. The question here, of course, I think, I speak for everybody, is what have the Filthy Club got planned for Unit 9? And what have they got planned for Parade of Champions?
Ladies, lads, and the androgynous, I am the sexually frivolous and morally ambiguous pansexual phenomenon, Jack Simpson. And this is the always filthy, always gorgeous Rob Sharp. And collectively we are known as the Filthy Club. Oh, that's real nice. Tragically, as my man alluded to, he's got a boo-boo. He's got a boo-boo, less than the Filthy Club, more of the Fragile Club. But we are working class men, and thusly we'd like to shield some merchandise. Some of these lovely t-shirts, so I'll do my best Shah Samuel impression. Roll up, who wants to join the Filthy Club? Come on, straight out. £20, come on. What size, Bob? Medium, here we go, 20 bob, come on, say. Yeah, really well. 20. Hey, pay me.
That's inflation. Bargain prices here at IPW.
They won't make it. I'll say that.
You You can actually buy the merch on the not the IW, on the Big Cartel. Go to the Big Cartel page. I'll give you the address later on. To go there, you can actually get the merch they're trying to shill. Unfortunately, though. Uh-oh. Oh well. There goes that little slice of Nirvana that we were treated to. Legal representative in the house, unfortunately.
Hold on a minute, you bloody half-wits. Mark Lloyd here, representing the anti-fun police. And I'm here to inform you that there will be no more Filthy Club tonight. There will be no t-shirts selling. And there will be no fun.
The crowd not agreeing with Mr. Lloyd there, unsurprisingly so. They have paid for fun, so to speak.
And furthermore, on the 18th of March at Clapham Grand, you two will be in tag team action against the anti-fun police.
I think the Filthy Club are quite happy about that.
So right now, the anti-fun police need to confiscate those t-shirts.
They're working class men, you can't take their products, that's merchandise. That's the merch. What are they going to live on? No! Pass that on to the anti-fun police! Uh-oh. I don't remember them trying to shill that whip. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Spanking the fun! Back into the anti-fun police! And now Sixx! Oh no! Oh, what a bad day it would be to be Mark Lloyd! The Filthy Club will meet the anti-fun police in Clapham on March 18th. Retribution could be oh so sweet.
But on Sunday, there's only one type of business that we're going to handle, and that's finding out who the better man in this ring is. Now, it's been brought to my attention through some of your comments that you feel like you have something to prove to me. Because let's be honest, the last time that we stepped in the ring, you almost broke your neck. I didn't almost break your neck. You almost broke your neck. And then I almost broke your neck. So it occurs to me that you have more to prove to me than I have to prove to you, or really to anybody, because I've proven myself for the last 17 years.
Austin Aries, dude, you don't even realize how much you've influenced me across the years. See, when I was growing up, I used to watch you be the man in Ring of Honor, walk around as Ring of Honor World Champion. When you came to my training school, I attended your training seminar, I listened to what you taught, and those words stayed with me throughout my entire career. But the most valuable lesson that you taught me was at Wembley. Was when I did attempt something that I didn't have full confidence in. When I came crashing down on my head, suffering a concussion and nearly breaking my own neck. You taught me the most valuable lesson of all. You didn't help me. You showed no mercy. You kicked me in the head. You dropped me on my head, and then you stretched me out and nearly broke my back as well. The most valuable lesson you taught me that day was not to be a kid who was inspired to fight somebody that he idolized. You taught me to be a ruthless, nasty, aggressive little bastard, which is exactly what I have stood in front of you here today. Because the person you meet on Sunday isn't someone stepping into the ring with their idol. You are stepping into the ring with one of the best wrestlers in the entire world, walking this planet on this generation out of net. And Aries, I do have something to prove to you, but you have something to prove to me as well. You were one of the best in this past generation. But do you have what it takes to compete with the next?
I loved every fucking word of that. And on Sunday, you're gonna find out, because the truth is staring in the face, and you're not gonna be able to handle it, buddy.
Aries is down. He went for it. Oh, now Mark Haskins is going up. And look at it. We talked about those ghosts of Wembley, Dean.
Mark. Don't do it. No, Mark, don't do it.
This is a mistake, I feel, Dean.
As a friend, don't do this, Mark. My heart's in my mouth. I can't watch. I'm turning away.
He took too long thinking about it, Dean. I told you it was a mistake. He was thinking about what happened in the past, and it's coming to bite him here. Brainbuster from the top rope. The last chantry. Middle of the ring, Dean. He's in the middle of the ring. Mark Haskins is barely moving. It's been gone. It's over. I don't believe it. One of the most incredible contests that has taken place in 2017, certainly here at IPW, probably the world, has just ended. And that means that you were right, Dean. We have seen the shortest title reign in IPW history. Because now the undisputed champion of IPW and Defiant is the greatest man who ever lived.
The following contest is set for one fall. And is for the IPW World Championship. Can we please bring both competitors to the ring?
He's been plagued, surely, for too long by the ghosts of years ago. It cost him. It cost him possibly his career many years ago, some would have argued at the time, with a Dunn is under his neck. It certainly cost him the IPW World title undisputed. But now, have the stars finally aligned in the right position for those ghosts of Wembley to be put to rest? Many superstars in wrestling have a bogey opponent, an opponent that always seems to get the better of him. And ladies and gentlemen, the man who has been vacuum cleaning world championships left, right and centre, the greatest man who has ever lived, the truth, is here in Milton Keynes, and he is bringing every piece of gold he can get his hands on. He holds the IPW title aloft, but he's also got a lot of gold around his waist. I should stress at this point that this contest is only for the IPW World title, not the other championships of Austin Aries. He did not put them on the line here.
Introducing first, to my right, your official challenger this evening, from Malvern in Worcestershire, this is Mark Haskins! And his opponent, to my left, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, he is the Impact Wrestling World Champion, the World Series Wrestling Champion, the Defiant Wrestling Champion, and your current reigning, defending IPW World Champion. This is the truth, Austin Aries!
What a list. Our MC Chris Hatch just rattled off the list of championships that Austin Aries has. And I'll tell you something personally. As someone who's been commentating for about 15 years, I don't think I've ever called a match where a competitor is a current champion of so many titles. This is an exclusive. Austin Aries is at the very, very peak of his powers. Mark Haskins is at the very peak of his. For the second time in 3 months, we are treated to a match that would headline any show of any company, anywhere, anytime, any place in the world. It would be prudent, in my estimation, it would be prudent to start this contest by gently revisiting the last time we saw these two in action with one another. Mark Haskins had won the IPW World title by defeating Luke Dragon Phoenix, who of course had won the UK Super 8. This was undisputed in December in Rochester. And Haskins had won that contest and it took a lot out of him. He knew he had Austin Aries the same night the match had already been signed. And when it came down to it, Austin Aries said, why don't you put the belt on the line? Let's make it interesting. Why don't I put one of my other belts on the line? Which he did. It was a title for title contest. Mark Haskins ascended to the top rope. He was thinking about hitting the shooting star press that caused him so much damage all those years ago, and where the ghosts of Wembley begun their journey in Mark Haskins' career. What happened next was he ascended to the turnbuckle. He was thinking shooting star press. He hesitated for a split second, and Austin Aries capitalized, and Austin Aries sprungboard from that moment to become IPW World Champion. And not just IPW World Champion, not just Defiant Champion, not just World Series Champion, not just Grand Impact Champion, not just Impact World Champion, but all of them. Austin Aries has been voracious. His appetite doesn't seem to know any cessation. He has gone world title after world title, championship after championship, title after title. He's been doing this routine now for the last 2 to 3 months. Mark Haskins does not hold a title in the same caliber as Austin Aries. But here's the thing. Before Austin Aries started that massive rise, before he started going for titles after title after title, Mark Haskins held the IPW title. Had Mark Haskins maybe not gone for the shooting star press, maybe he would be IPW champion right now. Maybe he'd be Defiant champion right now. And you can see where the theme is going. Mark Haskins, surely someone in the back of his head must be thinking, Austin Aries is having all the success, this should be my success. Well, Mark Haskins' time to see if he can do that is here, and he scouted well, trying to hook in the star armbar, and he did turn him over. He scouted that dropkick Austin Aries favours, and Mark Haskins went for the star armbar. Austin Aries tried to turn himself, and he did manage to turn himself successfully for a moment of time, but it wasn't long enough. And Mark Haskins is not playing around. The last time we were in Milton Keynes, I remember before he took on Chris Ridgway in the title eliminator last month, He had some very choice words for Austin Aries, indeed, calling him out, saying he was going to run through Ridgeway and go straight to him. And then, well, he used a pejorative word I won't be repeating. But yes, essentially Mark Haskins is pretty annoyed at Austin Aries, I think it is fair to say. This has been a very close quarter technical affair thus far from both the Truth and the Starr Attraction. Both men pretty much know each other inside out because they've wrestled quite a lot recently. They've been around each other. Last chance, he had it hooked bravely, and Mark Haskins very wisely almost leapt to the rope. And now Austin Aries is going after the Achilles heel, or should I say Achilles neck, of Mark Haskins. He's working over the neck area. That is the neck area that previously was damaged by Mark Haskins and further brain busted moments later by Austin Aries in Wembley. Aries won't take those shots lying down. He will volley Mark Haskins if he gets the chance to volley Mark Haskins. Go for the discus 5-arm. Mark Haskins, he's had his neck worked over, he's having his arm worked over. Both of those things work very much in the favour of Austin Aries, especially when he thinks about submissions like the last chancery. If he thinks about hooking that in, that may be what gives him the edge to put away Mark Haskins. Well, Austin Aries will play that game. He will not back down from a fight for Mark Haskins, no matter what Mark Haskins says. But I'll tell you what, if there was one person in IPW you would not want to fire up, it is the Starr Attraction. We have seen what this man is capable of doing. It's what propelled him to be IPW World Champion in December in the first place. Trying to precariously place Mark Haskins on that rope. Trying to unhook Mark Haskins, but Mark Haskins has got a tight grip. He knows that he could be in a lot of danger. Aries could be thinking brainbuster. Oh, look at this. He's got Aries tied up and kicks him in the back. Mark Haskins has shown you what he's been showing us for a very, very long time indeed. He knows how to get out of a situation and put the opponent straight in one. A knee strike and the IPW World Champion looking to seize the advantage. He's going for that neck breaker onto rope. It didn't quite work out. Instead, Aries falls down and hits the guardrail hard. And Mark Haskins is beginning to feel it here in Milton Keynes. The Starr Attraction has clearly revved his engine up. From the neutral position, he's heading through the motions here, ladies and gentlemen. The motions of getting faster and faster and angrier, which we are used to seeing from the former IPW World Champion. As he zeroes in quite possibly in etching the bit where it says former completely out of the equation and just being known once more as IPW Champion. It's deafening here in Unit 9. I would normally say the crowd are split down the middle, but I've got to be honest, I hear slightly more cheers for Mark Haskins. There's slightly more This Is Haskins. Slightly more Let's Go Haskins than cheering for Aries. I'm not sure what is reflecting of, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe it's because Mark Haskins shows a little bit more tenacity. Maybe he shows a little bit more resiliency. But Austin Aries, look at the fury of Austin Aries. He feels in some way that Mark Haskins slighted him. I remember I was sitting right where I'm sat now in December when Austin Aries heard Mark Haskins basically say to him, "No, you are one of the greatest of the generation, but are you anymore? Have you got it anymore?" Well, Austin Aries basically proved he had a little bit more because he took on Haskins' IPW World Championship away. Mark Haskins had the most bittersweet night of his wrestling career back at Undisputed in December. Let's not forget that. We're only in February. This is 2 months removed. He became IPW World Champion, and then within the space of literally a couple of hours, he'd lost to Austin Aries, the man who he was facing when he almost broke his neck and put him out of wrestling for good. The ghosts of Wembley got to him on that evening. Back in 2012, when Haskins twisted that neck, when he came off the top rope, trying to land that shooting star press, Aries showed no mercy. He brain busted him. He locked him in the last chance room. He worked over the neck more and more and more, arguably putting even more time into Mark Haskins being on the shelf. And that really was the starting point of what led to Austin Aries becoming IPW champion. Mark Haskins couldn't shake the cobwebs, he couldn't shake the ghost, and it allowed Austin Aries to seize the moment and start this dynasty of wrestling titles that he's got. He now has a plethora to his name. Aries was waiting for Haskins, and he gets him and he pounces. You'd expect nothing less from the truth. But for a roll through, what a mistake that was by Austin Aries. He walked straight into Mark Haskins, who has got that crossface applied. If Austin Aries taps, he's reversed it over. Oh! He's got it back down. He's got it back down. He's trying to lock in the arm. Couldn't quite manage it. Austin Aries managed to get to the ropes. If Austin Aries taps, Mark Haskins becomes a 2-time IPW champion. It's as simple and bread and butter as that, ladies and gentlemen. Roll through by Mark Haskins. Roll through by Mark Haskins. Could have been looking for that Samoan driver. He favours that. Quite a lot, but a lot of success. And both men collide with each other. Both men have the same idea. Both men going for cross bodies. It's a point that we've made before. It's a point that my commentary partner, the Twisted Genius, Dean Ayas has made before, and that is that both men are very similar. Both men have similar attributes. Both men are almost like looking into a mirror of each other. Only removed are the details of how old they are and how long their careers have been. But both men have been to the same places in that sense. Both men have been down. Both men have been out. Both men know how to get fired up. Both men know how to apply submissions. They are each other's equal, and that is what makes this such a fascinating main event here on the Parade of Champions, because we have two champions going at it right here, right now, to become the man in IPW. Mark Haskins would not allow Austin Aries to seize any advantage, and that is quite a wise thing. Forearm strike by Austin Aries, blocks the Starr attraction at the last. He's going for the neck breaker again. And once again he takes too long, does Austin Aries, and Mark Haskins capitalises. Starr traction trying to lift Austin Aries. Austin Aries has those ropes hooked. Oh no. We're at a very pivotal moment in this championship contest. Whoever lands the next shot here could very well walk away with the championship. It's that serious. Both men have worn each other down a substantial amount, to the point where I think a pinfall or a submission could be moments away. Oh, Austin Aries has got him up. Mark Haskins has been picked up. Mark Haskins can feel those ghosts shaking their chains around him. Austin Aries is always a split second away from getting the decisive moment. Mark Haskins picks up Austin Aries into the fireman carry position, but didn't hold him long enough. and this time he gets him in the neck and the back, and the arms of Mark Haskins have been worked once more, and that plays in the favour of the Brainbuster. That plays in favour of the Last Chancery. And it's a suicide dive by the IPW World Champion, the man who is a champion around the world. More proverbial gold than Fort Knox is what Austin Aries has at the moment at his disposal. So over, Last Chancery's been hugged. Mark Haskins has been worked over, and he's been worked over consistently here. And the IPW World Champion has Mark Haskins exactly where he wants him. Mark Haskins is seconds from tapping. I don't think he can reach the rope. I am proven wrong. I am proven wrong, and Mark Haskins makes it to the rope at the last split second. Aries truly believes he had Haskins there. Has the damage been done to the number one contender? That's the question. Austin Aries looks like he could be. Yes, he drapes the elbow over. He could be thinking Brainbuster. Mark Haskins is in pure adrenaline and desperation mode. He knows if Austin Aries can hit this, he very well kissed the opportunity to be IPW World Champion goodbye. And Aries knows if he can hit it, he will continue. He will continue this one-man dynasty that he has created at the end of 2017 and the beginning of 2018. He couldn't get it, Mark Haskins. Mark Haskins was too prepared. A tornado armbreaker, Starr armbar. Mark Haskins has got the Starr armbar, pretty much middle of the ring. Austin Aries has got almost nowhere to go here. The title's on the line! What's Mark Haskins doing now? Mark Haskins trying to get in the middle of the ring! He got in! Austin Aries hugs him! Aries hugs him! No! Oh my goodness me! I thought Tom Scarborough had come down all the way for free, but he hadn't, and this classic continues. And Aries and Mark Haskins are just firing with whatever energy they've got left in their arms. They're trying to knock each other out of commission in this title contest here at IPW's Parade of Champions. Now that's a discus 5-arm. Austin Aries gets hit by a replay though. Return to sender. Kick from the Starr attraction. And another one. And all of a sudden the IPW World Championship is slipping ever so slowly away from the truth. Roll through from Mark Haskins. Once again, looking for that Simone driver. Another discus 5-arm to the back. Last Chancery for a third time. Middle of the ring. Mark Haskins has been for a lot of pain here. Can he fight one more time? Can he get to the ropes? He'll be a two-time world champion if he can win this contest, but it is slipping away from him. Austin Aries. Austin Aries couldn't get him the tap on that exchange either. Austin Aries is beginning to believe that maybe he can't put Mark Haskins away this time. Maybe, just maybe Mark Haskins finally has the number of Austin Aries. Austin Aries is looking at the IPW title that he beat Mark Haskins for in December. He's looking around, he's saying, what am I going to do about it? Austin Aries thinks that Mark Haskins tapped, but he didn't tap. He had the ropes at the time. This match has to continue. Mark Haskins, roll up, no! Roll's going to go for the sharpshooter, He's got him into the ring. How much of Eva Man got left? Can Austin Aries fight out of this? Middle of the ring. Austin Aries has absolutely nowhere to go. All the way to Mark Haskins sitting on the floor of the back of the champion, and he's putting torque on it. Look at the torque on Austin Aries' back. He's stretching him out as much as he possibly can. Mark Haskins, no! No, somehow Austin Aries got to the ropes. I actually no idea how he did that. How in God's name are both of these competitors surviving in this contest? Austin Aries thought he had that one. He had the last chance for he fought Haskins to tap. He did not realise where the ropes were. He did not realise the referee Tom Scarborough had seen it. And now look at Mark Haskins is now picking up the IPW title. He wore that literally for about 90 minutes in December. He was world champion for a flicker of light. Wait a minute. What's Haskins thinking? Looked like he was going to use it as a weapon. He thought better of it. That's good to see. Small package by Aries! Small package by Aries! Oh my God, he got him! I don't believe it!
Here is your winner and still IPW World Champion, The Truth, Austin Aries!
Mark Haskins thought better of using the IPW title, but it allowed Austin Aries to hit a small package for the victory. Both men survived submissions for a very long period of time. Mark Haskins just didn't have enough energy at the very last to kick out of that small package. And Aries is therefore still your IPW champion. The truth continues the ascendancy. Mark Haskins looks crestfallen, I have to say.
I appreciate that, I do. But I think if there's someone we should pay appreciation to, it's Mark Haskins.
Well, that is decent respect. Decent by Aries.
We haven't always seen eye to eye on everything, Mark. But you've grown up quite a bit from that starstruck kid that I faced in Wembley some years back. And I know that you were trying to avenge that loss. You were trying to avenge your first opportunity at the IPW Championship. And tonight you thought that was going to be the night. And to be quite honest, just like last match, in this match, you had an opportunity. You had a decision to make, and you hesitated. And as a veteran that I am, if you hesitate on Austin Aries, I will capitalize on your ass every day of the week. So just know that you took one of the greatest to the limit once again. And if it wasn't for that small hesitation, maybe you'd be holding this right now. But unfortunately, you're not. I am. And I am still the champ. And Mark, hey, there's nothing to hang your head to. That was a hell of a match. You're a hell of a professional wrestler. It was an honor to share this ring with you here tonight in front of this intimate crowd. And to show you my respect, I'm gonna hand you the mic and let you have the last word, my friend.
What a show of class there. What a show of class that is from Austin Aries. Didn't have to say any of that, could have just walked out a winner. Didn't have to say the things he did.
I don't know what to say, man. You bring up Wembley. Wembley was 6 years ago. I attempted a move, for those of you that aren't aware, that I didn't have complete confidence in. I came crashing down on my head, suffering a concussion. And what happened? You kicked me in the head, you dropped me with a brain buster, you put me in the last chance ring, you tapped me out, man. You did. You taught me that day, you taught me the most valuable lesson, that to be at the top, need to strike without warning. To be at the top, you have to have no remorse, you need no friends, and you show no regrets. And you continue to teach me every time we're in the ring to not hesitate, to take what is yours when the moment is right. And for that, I thank you, because you've shown me the person that I need to be. And I don't want to be one of the greatest, I want to be the greatest. I'm gonna do everything that I have to do to be the greatest wrestler ever. And you know what, Austin? You're right. So going forward, I shouldn't hesitate. When I see an opportunity, I should take it, man. You're 100% right. So from now on, I'm not gonna hesitate. I'm gonna strike when I need to.
Whoa! Mark Haskins just laid on Austin Aries. He said he wouldn't hesitate. Goodness me, he was right, wasn't it? From behind Jimmy Havoc. Jimmy Havoc. Jimmy Havoc getting a Mark Haskins face. The elder statesman of IPW, Jimmy Havoc, is saying no. No, you don't need to do this. Wait a minute! Jimmy Havoc! Jimmy Havoc and Mark Haskins! The IPW title cracking off the skull of Austin Aries! I thought Jimmy Havoc was coming as the elder statesman, but no! He just held Mark Haskins clean Austin Aries' clock. What in goodness names? What does this mean for the future of IPW?